Greetings, this is William Jackson. Welcome to the third edition of My Quest to Teach and MetaverseWP. We are rolling right along each week. So, this is the third week of our broadcast. The attempt is to have a broadcast every week on Tuesday to share content and information to be a blessing to communities internationally. And this work is entitled What African Tech Students Can Learn from CEO Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, and also some contributions from yours truly, William Jackson of MetaverseWP, to empower, inspire, educate, mentor African youth, teens, and young adults, young men and young women. Since 2017, I've been able to sponsor youth, teens, and young adults and educators in Nigeria, Uganda, South Africa, Kenya to attend WordCamp conferences. And that is my way of giving back to those communities from 2017 to 2024. Not inclusive of 2025 yet because we're just starting and there are scheduled WordCamp conferences and other events across the continent, but also engaging with Central America and South America. So it's important that we prepare our youth, teens, and young adults for these learning opportunities to build them as technologists, critical thinkers, thought leaders, business owners, and entrepreneurs so they can continue to make contributions across their communities. So this is an interesting collaboration. I've been listening to CEO Jensen Hung for about a year. And if you did not know, he is the CEO of NVIDIA. And the works he has done in his teams is phenomenal. And his business practices as being a CEO have inspired me and encouraged me to do the best that I can as a CEO of Metaverse WP and My Quest to Teach. My team, it consists of a group in Central America and South America where we are working with the WordPress communities in Latin America. I'm also in the process of developing a team for WordPress communities across Africa to provide some assistance and guide them as well. This is a way of sharing knowledge, information, and resources to help those communities. My wife and I, Aida, have had the pleasure and the blessings of working with so many individuals around the world and growing our network that we see that this is a great chance to connect people, inspire adults and young adults, and even seniors with the potential uses of technology. So, one of the things that I wanted to share was just the use of technology as a tool and working across so many areas. And just from listening to uh, Jensen Hung about his interpretations and learning in his journey as a CEO. And I've listened to multiple, YouTube videos and presentations and just learned a plethora of information. So I wanted to say that Mr. Hung shared valuable information and valuable lessons for tech students in many of his presentations in the world. His innovative and creative approaches and visionary leadership have transformed NVIDIA from a graphics company to an international AI powerhouse. The process of building a business and gaining creative, intelligent, innovative, and bright people is the process of building a sustainable company. And that's very important because a lot of companies are not sustainable. Sustainability is important in having a strategy that allows for growth Adaptation and adoption is important. Jensen shares in the presentation what he was speaking to students at Stanford University, the, um, the lessons that he learned, the knowledge he gained, and the wisdom from the challenges and successes and even failures, because he always shares that don't be afraid to fail, because if you fail you learn those lessons not to repeat, and you recoup and you move on. So the growth of technological tools, apps, platforms, and even games are making transformative changes across Africa. The vision of future digital careers can only be successful for Africa through educational opportunities, collaborations, and creating opportunities of digital ecosystems and ecological blending of technologies. Learning the lessons from CEOs like Hung to inspire, encourage, and empower youth, teens, and young adults across Africa to build them into business owners and entrepreneurs across the 56 nations of Africa. So since I have been involved in WordPress since 2010, I didn't start speaking until 2017. And then in 2018, 2019, and so forth, I was able to be a organizer, a sponsor, a contributor, a media partner, and so many avenues of the WordPress community. And it was just a blessing because I had so many leadership positions that it helped me to connect with people internationally. And that has built my brands, My Quest to Teach and MetaverseWP, into an international brand, and also AIDA's, which is Love Built Life. So some of the things that I wanted to share is what I have learned from Hung is having a vision for the future matters. Everyone has a perspective of the world they want to create or support. Latin, Latin American countries and Africa have phenomenal resources in its people. And they must remember that because the people are the ones that are going to do the work. So it's important that we understand that the people are important. There is an abundance of creativity, innovation, and imagination in the people. So young business owners from Africa have a perspective, or should have a perspective, in a direction for creating a business. So there needs to be an idea, there needs to be a strategy, there needs to be planning and implementation for the future. One of the most powerful things in the world is the written word. That's why when I'm having presentations and I'm talking to youth, I encourage them to write it down, to carry a notebook with them and a pen and a pencil to write their thoughts, their dreams, their imaginations down to apply them in the future. To make sure that to work towards success, but don't focus on the money, as Jensen Hung says, but solving a challenge or an issue affecting the communities of Africa. I always like to say that sponsoring technology conferences, it allows me to budget my money because as an educator, we don't go into education for the money. We go in it to inspire and encourage youth, teens, and young adults. But my passion is to sponsor events for those youth, teens, and young adults whose parents or themselves don't have the money to participate. So donating time, donating through scholarships, and even sponsoring by paying registration fees is important. They help African youth, teens, and young adults to attend and contribute and learn and grow. Jensen also says, be prepared for intense competition both locally and globally. You should have a plan for sustainability and purpose. African youth teens that are interested in going into business should understand the fundamentals of their business. You can't just say, I'm going into business and have no idea what kind of business you're going into. You have to be aware and understand that when you go into business, it's not just you. You may be the founder, you may be the person that dreamt of this business, but you still need a team to help you run and manage your business. When you discover a great idea, you should strive to make it better. Don't rely on current discoveries and successes, but strive to progressively grow. Successful companies make necessary changes for technological expression and growth. So you may have the fastest computer in the world, you may have the fastest, most powerful smartphone in the world, but it will not do you any good unless you effectively and efficiently plan to apply the technology to grow your business. So when you're creating your business plan, you make sure that you dot every I, you cross every T, you have all the resources that are available, but you make sure that you can share it effectively, whether it's in a PowerPoint presentation or with Google Apps tools, or whether you're talking to a VC or venture capitalist to raise monies for your ideas, that you effectively apply what you have to be able to build your brand, and market your brand, and be able to share that information with those that you want to support you to grow. A successful habit to learn from anyone. Look at how you teens and young adults around you are using technology. Surround yourself with people from all walks of life. Diversity is important, not just for business and commerce, but to empower diverse communities with mentors and activists. So that's not just CEO Jackson saying that, that's Jensen Hung saying that you need to make sure you surround yourself with a beautiful, diverse mixture of people that have different talent, different abilities, different skills, different ideologies that help you grow into communities you may not have thought you were going to grow into, but also those people that have those skills and talents that may not look like you, talk like you, or think like you, but you mesh together as a team to build a company. Now, when they started off, NVIDIA was not a billion-dollar company. They were a gaming company that worked on improving graphics and gradually grew into a chip making company, for lack of a better term. So their chips are worth several $1 million because they advanced and they changed and they moved and they scaled with the technology. So it's important that our young business owners understand that as well. So Jensen Hung's quote is, the most powerful technologies are the ones that empower others. So we have to look at, one day those young people around you may be your employees. They may be your customers. They may be your marketing department. They may be your HR department. They may be your social media team. They may be your AI team. So you look at each person with the potential for them to grow, to contribute to the business, because they're either going to be employees working for your company, or they're going to be employees and they will maybe your competition. So what side would you want them on? Apply the arts to your plans. Too many people discount the arts. Aida is a certified AI arts consultant, and she is phenomenal. She made her first NFT gallery in 2022, I believe, and her artwork is seen internationally. And she has sold several pieces of her art. Um, and it's just phenomenal to see that the hard work that she puts in as an artist. But you must remember to be, and many artists notice, stylistically different than your competition. Don't try to imitate or copy your competition. Your logos, your brand images, your visual elements should not be second rate. Your marketing information is important to grasp the attention of possible clients, customers, and even future employees, because a lot of artists will see where the artists are going and apply for those same positions. As the CEO and founder of the culture of the company, this is an organic process where you must figure out how to work with people of different backgrounds. It is important to understand the personalities of your employees and listen to their ideas, understand their gifts and talents, because everyone is different, but you have to expect what they bring to the table. Establish what your purpose is as a CEO. You need to be able to build something that you can share with others. When building it, make a change in society. It may be directed to creating a change in social engagement, financial situations, community engagement, but the right social strategy in a company can empower all employees and the surrounding community. Embrace change. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to embrace change, but Jensen Hung pivoted NVIDIA from a graphics company to AI. And we were talking about that before, demonstrating the importance of adapting to new technologies. Companies that do not survive do not pivot when technologies change. And I'll give you a perfect example. Blockbuster, and not to pick on Blockbuster, but Blockbuster rented and sold DVDs and tapes from their stores, but they did not pivot quickly enough when the change was moving to different formats, whether it was on television, whether it was virtual, or what you have. They were comfortable with where they were, but they did not pivot to new technologies. A good CEO provides their employees with all the necessary tools to make the company successful. Being proactive is important to the flux of change and behaviors. The core of a company should be innovation. The core of a company should be innovation. The CEO should have a mindset of innovation, but also of risk taking. Don't try to be conservative in an era of technological change. You will disappear so fast, the world will pass you by. Teaching that skill and the courage to embark on that for the growth and the benefits of the company. So, if the CEO has that idea and opinion about innovation, then the employees should have as well. Have an innovative mindset where everyone continues to learn and apply that learning to make the company successful. So it's not just about individual success, it's about the company's success. That's why it's important that CEOs of companies don't think that you are the end all be all, or that you the hype man, or that a company can't get along without you. Trust me, I've seen a lot of companies kick out their CEO and bring somebody in, and the company expands even faster and larger. Develop a tolerance of failure. Now, this is important because a lot of people don't think about failure, but failure can be beneficial because you learn from your mistakes. So develop a tolerance of failure. Try things that are new, that may lead to success, following instincts, visions, intuitions, and imagination. If there's a failure, learn from that situation, recover, and move on. Moving forward is always positive, and don't look back. Think long term, the ability to envision opportunities. 10, 20, 30 years ahead has been crucial for successes. Africa has the youngest demographic of the world. Africa, the second largest continent, has the largest demographic of the world. Consider how to inspire, encourage, and empower these millions, if not billions, of young people for the good of Africa. Invest in emerging technologies that will benefit the company in the future. Do not try to make quick money, but focus on breakthroughs in AI and accelerated computing. So we have AI, artificial intelligence. We have AR, augmented reality. We have VR, virtual reality. We have IoT, Internet of Things, and there's certain levels and versions. We have generative AI, GAI. We have augmented AI, AAI. We have so many elements. Don't take it to be incumbent upon yourself to learn and be an expert at all of them. Hire people that love those areas. Hire people that want to learn and bring them into your company and give them room to grow and apply those skills and talents that they have to help your company grow. And in the process, if you're scared of them leaving, have interns come in and learn from them. One of the best things you can have is have a high school or college intern come in, learn from the experts as much as they can. If they stay, great. Give them a job, start them off. But if they decide they want to leave, hey, support them because you never know. One day they might want to come back because they see how well you treated them. People remember how you treat them and people remember how much you respect them. So be sure to remember that because, like I said before, you would rather want them as your employees than your competition. Now, like I said, I love Jensen Hung's videos because he shares so many gems. He's just dropping nuggets of gems all over the place. So he has also said we have a responsibility to use technology to make the world a better place. Using technology to build youth, teens, and young adults is imperative and important in this world. Your reputation will precede you. Remember that. So that's why when we're doing workshops and we talk to young people, we have them hold up their phones and we have them say these words. This can be your best friend or your worst enemy by the content that you create and post online. So you can be nefarious, notorious, or celebrated. People can look up to you, look down to you, or just ignore you. So it's up to you to determine how your name is used and where it's used. The value of your reputation will allow you to enter doors that were once closed and inspire people to invest you in your dreams. Foster a culture of innovation across the region. Africa is made up of 56, 55 nations. Just imagine your company should make across the region, the nation, a unique and dynamic set of innovations that affect the whole continent. Your competition, and there will be competition, should be working to catch up with you as opposed to being even with you when you embrace innovation. The approach is significant. To be a problem solver encourages creativity, collaboration, and inspires imagination across the company. Out for demonstration, Bill Gates, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation works in several areas that's important. One of those ways is to find drinking water that is clean, that is not contaminated by mosquitoes or insects. The other one is eliminating malaria across the continent. Now, these two areas work hand in hand because you need water for mosquitoes, and mosquitoes need the water to survive. But one of the important areas is to have clean drinking water. So that way there's available drinking water for humans and animals that are not contaminated by parasites. So those two work hand in hand because the focus of your company should solve problems. Focus on solving big problems. Jensen Hung states aims to tackle unsolvable problems through AI and advanced computing. The focus of most companies is to solve issues related to human growth and development. So there must be ways to research, there must be ways to gather information, and there must be ways to see how companies can help people. Continuously reinvent yourself, reinvent your company, reinvent your employees, provide professional development that builds them and inspires them. There are so many tools, platforms, apps, that ecosystems that you create should be able to solve multiple problems. When you're reinventing yourself, there should be a constant reassessment or an assessment and a reinvention or evaluation of where are you successful and where are you not successful? Where are you struggling and where do you work to need to improve yourself? As technology changes, adopts, figure out how you would need to reinvent your company to keep it in the forefront. So you have a team that is their goal. How to keep your company moving forward. What issue, what problem, big or small, can they help solve? And bring other stakeholders in together to help. Those in the community, one of the worst things companies do when they go into a community, they see something that they want to fix or change or develop, which is good because you should do that. But one of the important key things that they lack, they do not ask the people of the community, what do you need? And that's why a lot of initiatives in Africa fail because people see there's no access to water. Well, we're going to dig a well and we're going to dig a well to clean water and we're going to put a pump to it and then we're done. We're happy. We're celebrating. The people are happy. But who is to maintain that pump? Who is to rest assured that that water is not contaminated by the pump that was installed? Or what if the machinery rusts? Or what if there's a sandstorm? Or what if there's an earthquake and there's nobody there to maintain it? So you have to put strategies in place to maintain what you created and what you built. One of the important things as well is to think globally and have a global perspective of the world. I've been teaching that since 2000, having worked with NASA as a technology instructor, the Florida Department of Education as a firm tech, Florida Information Resource Network technical education consultant, and having several businesses. Technologies are transforming industries worldwide, moving people and industries from past traditions to move to new and exciting values of a global perspective. You have to have that global mindset. Stay curious in your learning. Curiosity drives the pursuit of groundbreaking innovations and makes it a fun and exciting journey. Nobody wants a boring journey. We all want something fun and exciting. These lessons highlight the importance of adaptability, vision, perseverance in the tech industry, offering valuable insights for aspiring technological professionals across Africa. Africa has more than enough resources and people and tools to be competitive with the world. Africa should be at the forefront of just about everything technological. And using the talents and the skills of people is important. Africa has some of the smartest people in the world from its past developments. And I'm not just talking about the pyramids. I'm not just talking about the universities in Timbuktu. I'm not just talking about, and I'm going to give props to the Moors and their development of technologies during that era and during that time, but of each contribution that each country, each nation has made across the continent of Africa. Unfortunately, colonialism has destroyed many of the historical elements and contributions that have been made, but slowly we are learning more and more about the explorers, the philosophers, the educators, the scientists, the mathematicians, the medical people, the doctors, the explorers, the researchers across Africa that made phenomenal contributions to the world. The development of Metaverse helps bring a new vision to the understanding of how AI, VR, Metaverse, and IoT help build youth, teens, and young adults into business owners, entrepreneurs, and agents of change across Africa. So I leave you with this last quote from Jensen Huang that the world needs more dreamers and doers, not just talkers and takers. So, what do you want to do? How are you going to contribute? And how are you going to help the next generation grow? God bless. This is William Jackson, MetaverseWP, and my quest to teach. And we'll see you in a week.